Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Instacar HK. Today I am in Guangzhou, China for the 2025 1000 Miglia Experience China, i.e. Miglia China edition. So this is what Miglia do around the world. Aside from the main one in Italy, they do have these experience rallies around the world for people like us to, well, experience the rally. They have it in the Middle East and the States, and this is the second year that they're doing it in China. Today is the registration day. We were doing the registration in the hotel earlier, and then there will be a briefing later. But we actually arrived here yesterday. I came with the Classic Car Club, of course. We started at Gold Coast as usual, went through Shenzhen Port, and then came to Guangzhou, where the Miglia had an exhibit at the China Opera House. So yeah, today this is where the starting point will be. We're at this hotel, and all the cars are getting ready. You know, we're doing the stickers and whatnot. So yeah, I'll bring you guys around throughout the rally, but I'm not sure what to experience here. I have done the Targa 4 Oreo Australian edition, but that is totally different. So let's see how we do. All right, so this is day one, the start of the rally, Wednesday, 26th November, and it's 8 a.m. in the morning, and cars are getting ready to start. They start with the oldest cars first, number 101 and onwards. I'm of course number 167. So yeah, let me try to get some footage for you guys on the official start of the 2025 1000 Miglia Experience China. So we just finished the first morning of the first day of the rally. We drove about 130-40 kilometers, and now we're at this area to take a rest, have a bit of lunch hopefully, before we start the PM session. We were supposed to be following a specific time, like 4 hours and 30 minutes, but clearly everyone's early, and it's not really that clear if we really get penalized for being early. But anyway, no complaints. Weather has been great. Traffic is okay. I mean, China is China. One of the tough things with doing this in China is you have to look at the rule book, which tells you the distance for every specific sector. So you have to look at the distance, you have to look at a rule book, you have to keep an eye, be aware of the traffic, which in Guangzhou is not great. So initially it was a bit challenging, but afterwards it was okay. So now, there's some interesting cars here, both from Hong Kong, Macau, China obviously, and even from Japan and Europe. So I'm going to take you guys walk around, show you guys some of the more interesting cars, and then we'll continue with our journey. So to start off here, there's a very nice Alfa Romeo 105, very nicely modded. And then of course there's my Volvo 850 T5R. With the second Volvo here of the group, there's another classic one, which makes a nice pair. And then move on. So you see we're in this big hall with all these different cars. Here's some local China cars, a Lexus LS 400. These are starting to look pretty cool, aging quite well. and then a 140, one of two 140 on this rally. Now last time I did a China Drive video, I mentioned that 140s are very rare in China, and a lot of locals furiously told me that's not the case, and I guess they're right. We already have two just on this rally alone. This is an S320, looking quite original. Some Fiat 500, this is our club members, Jaguar E-Type. Now Range Rover, as I mentioned earlier, is a sponsor of this, so there are some old Range Rovers. Pretty cool to have local, these blue plates, local Chinese plates. Pretty cool to have such older Range Rovers in China. Mercedes is also a sponsor, so there are a lot of Mercedes. So if you see the number, these numbers that start with T, they're actually sponsor cars. So it's cars from these sponsors, which is Range Rover, Mercedes, and Alfa Romeo. There's a manual 996 here, China car. And then here, one of my personal favorite, a 964 turbo 3.3 with 3.6 wheels. Oh, these are beautiful. Pretty cool. I was following it a bit just now. It's so cool to be following a 964 turbo with the wide rear arches in the middle of China. Here's a 911 SC Targa. This one is from Europe, so shipped all the way from Europe, from Germany, I think. Yeah, very nice. So as I said, there are some overseas entries. And over on this section with the Alfa Romeo sponsor cars, some Giulia, a very nice 4C, a good color. Now this is pretty cool, a Giulia GTA, local China car, looking really menacing with all the extra body kit and whatnot. There's the carbon fiber rear arches. I don't know if this is aftermarket or original. I don't know these cars enough, but huge wing, nice middle exit dual exhaust, really wide rear wheels with very aggressive offset. And here we have a Abarth Fiat Zagato with the bubble roof, double bubble. And this one appears to be from Japan, which is quite cool, a Japan entry car. Check out the double bubble. Look at that roof. And it extends all the way to the rear boot as well. Fiat Abarth 750. And over here is one of my personal favorite for obvious reasons, a W140 S600 local China car with Brabus wheels. This being a 600, I think would fare pretty well even with the big wheels. Beautiful. Now this one's pretty cool, an SEC C126 local Chinese car. It's my first time seeing a SEC in China. The W126 four-door version, they have a lot. I'm trying to see what engine it is, but it is unfortunately debadged. Not in the best shape, but pretty cool nonetheless. Then here we have another European car, a Porsche 1989 930 Turbo from Germany as well. The owner, I was chatting with the owner, a Swiss gentleman. He's from the European Classic Car Association, and the car flew out from Germany, went to Japan for a drive, and now they're in China. I think he intends to do a few more drives, rallies in China in it after this one. So yeah, another European entry, which is pretty awesome, and a very beautiful Guards red, I believe. So yeah, that was a quick tour on some of the highlights of this rally. Now I'm going to head to lunch, and I'll see what else I have for you guys in the next few days. Catch you later. So we are in the morning of our third day of the 1000 Miglia Experience China. We are in Qingyuan, which we've actually been in both my last two China Drive videos. Very beautiful place. Weather has been very good. It's about every morning is about 16 to 19 degrees Celsius, and then the afternoon is about 21 to 24 Celsius. No rain, very dry. So weather-wise, the rally has been, throughout the rally has been exceptional. So just to kind of recap what's been going on for the past 3 days of the 1000 Miglia Experience China, it is quite tough. It is quite tough because every morning the rally starts at 8 a.m. with all the older cars going first. So my Volvo being a 1995, it's already a bit later. So we usually start at the 8:30 mark, and then we follow the road book to the next destination for lunch. So usually it's about 120 to 150 kilometers between the starting point, the hotel from the previous night, to the lunch location. And between the hotel and the lunch location, there will be some tests, time trials where there is a special cordoned off area, usually a car park or the back roads of a venue, where they split it into 3 or 4 sectors, and you have to go through those sectors at a specific time. So 18 seconds first sector, 24 seconds second sector, and they mark your time by these lines on the floor which the car goes through. The minute it goes through, the GPS that they give you to put in the car registers, and then it registers the start and stop point. And the idea is to be as accurate, as close to the given time as possible. So like I said, 18 seconds, 24 seconds, 23 seconds, so you have to follow those times. There's also average speed trials, which is a section of a public road, usually maybe it's back village roads, quiet roads, and you have to go through the starting point to the end point at the average speed given by the organizers. So you have to go through, let's say, 3 kilometers of road at 30 kilometers average per hour. So you do a test like that, and then it's lunch, and then afternoon session, you do the same thing, go to your next hotel. So yeah, it's a pretty packed schedule every day. For me especially, because I have Junior with me, and every morning I have to spend extra time to prepare him, to dress him, brush his teeth, etc. So it has been tiring, but nevertheless fun. That's what these rallies, regularity rallies are about. There's actually 2 Porsches, a 356 Speedster, and a 911 SC Targa, which are actually from the Porsche Museum in Germany. We're talking with the drivers, and turns out, Porsche Museum has this global sponsorship for Miglia. So they join all the Miglia Experience rallies around the world with their museum cars, and that was quite impressive because aside from the cars being in very good nick and whatnot, they also have a support car, a Cayenne, following them the whole way. And every night I saw they have 2 mechanics checking making sure the wheel nuts are tightened, making sure the tires have good air in them. So a very comprehensive service which follows the 2 Porsches around. I was following them around together with a 964 Turbo, and they really gunned it. I mean, the 356 Speedster was going at some pretty impressive speed in the mountain road, so that was fun. I really enjoyed following the Porsche gang. And then I was hanging out with the other classic Volvo as well, a 144. That was fun. So yeah, quite a few highlights throughout the trip. Nice people, nice cars. so that was the end of the rally. I am now back in Hong Kong, and I wanted to take this opportunity to share with you all the goodie bag that we got from the organizers at the beginning of the rally, just to, box opening kind of thing to check what they gave us. A lot of these seems to be sponsored products, so it's not entirely interesting, including this box of candies, this flag, Miglia Experience China flag. You saw Junior waving it early in the video. There's some tea leaves, okay. Some supplements. I don't know what this is. Some supplements. Oh, perfect. Face mask. Hand gift for Mrs. Instacar HK, I'm guessing. And then there's the moisturizer spray for the face. Again, I can give that to Mrs. Instacar HK. Oh, these are more interesting. Here we have a 1x64 BMW 7 Series model car, an E38. Now, interestingly, there's actually an almost identical looking entry car from China in the rally, which is also a white E38 7 Series. I wonder if there's any relations. Probably. Anyway, this one's pretty cool. And finally, oh, this is nice. This is the keychain. I saw this before. This is the keychain. The Miglia Experience China keychain. That's very nice. I'm probably not going to use it, just keep it for memories. And finally, the big item is this box from Mercedes-Benz, which is, of course, one of the sponsors for the Miglia Experience China. Now, I don't know what's in this yet. It's pretty big, but it's not that heavy. So let's see what it is. It's like, oh, okay. I didn't expect that. It's a towel. A Mercedes-Benz towel. I'm not going to open it, but you can see it's probably the Mercedes-Benz logo towel in this big box. That's it. That's all the goodies that we got from the organizers of Miglia Experience China. So just a recap of the rally. I thought it was okay. I didn't have much expectations. To me, it was just a holiday with Junior and to mingle with my Classic Car Cup friends. We did have a few Classic Car Cup members who are quite experienced in these sort of regularity rallies. They have done the Beijing to Peking rally, London the Sport and whatnot, and they had some feedback that the Miglia Experience China wasn't that organized. Some of the rules were quite weird and it wasn't enforced quite well or consistently. So I think we had at least 2 members where they made it to the destination on time within the time period, but there was no staff to stamp their card, because when you arrive at the destination, you need your card stamped. Every day you have a time card, and no one was there to stamp their cards, and the organizers after that refused to stamp it. So that day, for those 2 members was a total write-off, because without the stamp, you didn't officially complete the day's rally. So stuff like that, and apparently on 1 or 2 days, the road book was just wrong. Like, people followed it and it just wasn't right. So stuff like that, it did feel a bit disorganized, but I wasn't really that serious about it, so I was fine. In fact, for two days, I wasn't even driving. I left it to my co-driver because I had to go back to Hong Kong for the official Ferrari Owners Club annual dinner. So I wasn't too bothered about that. If I must have one criticism is I thought the organizers weren't that warm to all the participants. They seem to be quite busy with the Miglia officials from Italy, and it just wasn't really a cozy environment. Like during our every night group dinners, the organizers weren't exactly socialing around or making any presentations or talks, casual talks with the participants like us. The whole thing felt a bit more commercial than than just a group of car enthusiasts having fun, mingling and whatnot. But maybe that's me, maybe that's how the Miglia is supposed to be, but that was just something I noticed. But you know, it's not exactly a deal breaker, but that was just something I noticed. So yeah, all in all, it was okay. I don't have any regrets joining. I think it's worth it, you know, just for the Miglia brand. I'm sure the real one is quite different, but you know, it's good to have experienced this China one, you know, in a Chinese setting. So yeah, that was my rally. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys got a taste of what the Miglia Experience China is like. If you liked the video, please give us a like, please subscribe. Please remember to click the bell button next to the subscribe button so you know when our next video is. Thank you and have a good day.